Chosen ones, your journey has been filled with spiritual battles and unseen forces working against you. Some of these forces were hidden, even within the people closest to you, those who were supposed to protect and guide you. Perhaps the most painful betrayal comes from a mother who, instead of nurturing, attempted to place a spiritual barrier between you and your divine destiny. The spell she tried to cast over you was meant to block your blessings, to chain you down in ways you didn't understand. Yet what she didn't know is that you, as a chosen one, are surrounded by a divine force that cannot be broken. The very essence of your spirit called upon powers greater than her intentions. This spell was more than just an act of jealousy or control. It was her way of manipulating the trajectory of your life. But what she failed to realize is that no earthly spell can undo what has already been ordained by the heavens. The energy she summoned has now turned against her. The spell has been reversed, and just like that, her plans have crumbled. This isn't the end of the battle, though. No, the reversal of the spell is only the beginning. Her intentions have now backfired, and divine justice is on its way. She must pay for the harm she intended, not because you wish her ill, but because the natural order of the universe demands balance. The scales are tipping, and you are rising in ways that will astonish even those who doubted your strength. But what does this mean for you now? The journey continues, and new truths will be revealed. As you move forward, there's one thing you must always remember. The power within you is far greater than any spell. Even when the people closest to you turn against you, you are never alone in this battle. Keep watching closely, for her reckoning has only just begun. You didn't know it at the time, but the struggles you faced growing up weren't just typical challenges. There was a dark force at work behind the scenes, a curse cloaked in the actions of your mother. She wore the mask of love, but behind it was the intent to sabotage your divine calling. The signs were subtle, unexplained setbacks, moments of deep emotional pain, and confusion when things should have gone right. It was never clear, but something always felt off, didn't it? The curse wasn't something you could see with your physical eyes, but your spirit knew something was wrong. You felt heavy, as if a shadow hung over your life, preventing you from stepping into your true potential. But now, the veil has been lifted, and the truth is clear. Your mother tried to place a spiritual block over your destiny. Maybe she acted out of fear or envy, or perhaps she herself was influenced by dark energies that she didn't understand. Either way, the damage was real, and the weight of it nearly broke you. But here's where the tables turn. What she meant for harm, the universe is now using for your good. The curse she placed on you was never going to last, and deep down, you always knew this. You were meant to rise above every limitation, every obstacle placed in your path. The spell she attempted has now been reversed, and now you're no longer fighting blind. The reversal didn't just happen on its own. You've been doing the inner work, strengthening your spirit, and connecting with forces higher than this world. Remember Yeshua's words, "For no weapon formed against you shall prosper." What was intended to bind you has only made you stronger, and the light within you is shining even brighter now. But this is just the beginning of what's to come. Now that you've recognized the curse and the spell has been broken, what happens next will change everything. The universe is aligning, but will you be prepared for the shift that's coming? The chains that once bound you are no longer there, but their presence still lingers in your mind. Spiritual chains have a way of leaving their mark, even when broken. For so long, you were entangled in unseen forces working against you, forces that at times you didn't even recognize. These chains weren't physical, but they were real nonetheless. Your freedom has come at a price, and now it's time to walk fully in that freedom. It's important to realize that the spell cast over you wasn't just meant to hold you back. It was meant to completely destroy your spirit. The darkness wanted to drain your energy, to sap your divine power, and to make you doubt the very essence of who you are. But as the chosen one, you have a divine resilience. No force on this earth can permanently imprison you because your spirit is connected to a power far greater than any human understanding. Now that the chains are broken, your steps feel lighter, don't they? The air around you seems clearer, the path ahead more visibly. But what comes next is just as crucial as the moment of liberation itself. You see, freedom is more than just the absence of chains, it's the presence of purpose. Now that you've broken free, you must ask yourself, what will I do with this freedom? You've been given a second chance, a spiritual rebirth. And with this rebirth comes a responsibility to use your newfound strength wisely. There will still be those who try to pull you back into the chains of the past, but you now have the clarity to recognize these attempts for what they are. The energy around you has shifted. You are no longer bound, and this new reality is something your mother, or anyone who ever doubted you, cannot take away. Yeshua once said, "The truth will set you free." And now that you see the truth, the lies of the past no longer have any hold over you. But remember, this journey is far from over. The breaking of chains is just the beginning. What comes next will determine whether you step into your full power or remain in the shadows of your past. Will you take the next step towards your destiny, or will the fear of past chains still weigh on your mind? The moment the spell was reversed wasn't just a coincidence, it was divine intervention, a moment when the heavens opened and declared that enough was enough. You didn't escape the curse on your own. The universe, God, and the spiritual forces guiding you stepped in at the precise moment when you needed it most. Whether you call it destiny, divine timing, or intervention, know this: you are never alone in your battles. Throughout your life, there were countless moments when things could have gone wrong, when the darkness surrounding you could have consumed you entirely. Yet time and time again, something or someone stepped in to protect you. These moments weren't accidents. They were deliberate acts of protection, orchestrated by forces beyond your understanding. You may not have always noticed them, but they were there, guiding your steps and shielding you from the worst. Think about the times when you felt a sudden urge to go in a different direction, or when someone unexpectedly entered your life to offer a word of encouragement just when you needed it. These moments were markers of divine protection. You see, as a chosen one, there's a target on your back, but there's also a shield around your soul. No matter how intense the attacks, you've always been protected by a power far greater than any spell or curse. Your mother may have tried to cast a spell, but she didn't account for the divine forces working on your behalf. Yeshua reminded us of this when he said, "I am with you always, even to the end of the age." This protection isn't temporary, it's eternal, a constant force that ensures no evil plan can ever fully succeed. But here's the part most don't understand. Divine protection doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It doesn't mean life will always be easy. What it means is that no matter what you face, you will always come out stronger on the other side. The spell was reversed not just to free you, but to empower you. This intervention was a reminder that no matter who tries to stop you, your destiny is sealed by something much greater. The forces protecting you are still at work, but there's more to come. Will you be ready for the next phase of your journey, or will you let doubt creep in? The exact moment when the spell was reversed was not an accident. It wasn't just a random event or a stroke of good fortune. It was the direct result of the strength that you've been cultivating all along. For so long, your spirit was tested, pushed to its limits by forces that sought to keep you down. But instead of breaking, you grew stronger. That moment of reversal was a reflection of the divine power that resides within you. For years, your mother's intentions may have seemed hidden, and the effects of the curse may have been subtle. But as time went on, you started to notice the ways your path was being blocked. And while it may have taken some time to fully understand the nature of the spell, your spirit never stopped fighting. Even in your darkest moments, there was a spark inside you that refused to be extinguished. When the spell was reversed, it was as if the universe finally acknowledged the strength that you had built up over the years. The spiritual chain snapped, the darkness lifted, and suddenly, the power within you began to surge. What you need to understand is that this wasn't just a random event. It was the culmination of everything you've gone through, all the battles, the pain, the setbacks. Every challenge you faced only made your spirit more powerful. This reversal is a testament to who you are as a chosen one. There is a power within you that cannot be suppressed, no matter how hard others may try. This is the power that carried you through, that allowed you to survive the curse, and that ultimately reversed it. Your spirit is indomitable, and no one can take that away from you. Yeshua once said, You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Your light, no matter how much others tried to dim it, has always shone brightly. And now that the spell has been reversed, that light is more visible than ever. But remember, this is just the beginning. The moment of reversal has come, but the true test lies in what you will do with this newfound power. Will you step fully into your destiny, or will fear still hold you back? The truth is, the spell your mother cast wasn't just about control. It was rooted in something deeper. Envy. The envy of your potential, your power, your connection to something far greater than yourself. It's a painful realization, isn't it? To know that the person who should have loved you most was the one who tried to stop you from reaching your destiny. But envy has a way of warping even the purest of relationships. Your mother saw something in you from the very beginning, something she may not have even fully understood herself. She saw the spark of greatness, the divine calling that set you apart from others. And while most would celebrate their child's gifts, she chose a different path. Whether she was aware of it or not, her actions were driven by an intense jealousy of the light you carried. This wasn't just about controlling your life. It was about extinguishing the flame that threatened to outshine her. Envy, when left unchecked, can become a powerful force. It twists love into something unrecognizable. Your mother's heart may have been filled with love for you at one point, but over time, that love was overshadowed by the envy of your gifts. Instead of nurturing your potential, she sought to suppress it. But here's the thing about envy: it never wins. No matter how much she tried to stop you, your spirit was always stronger. Yeshua's words remind us of this truth. For where jealousy and selfish ambition exist, there will be disorder and every vile practice. Her jealousy may have created chaos in your life, but that chaos was never going to last. The spell she cast has been reversed, and now she must face the consequences of her envy. The very thing she feared, your greatness, has now come to pass. But this isn't the end of the story. The reversal of the spell is just the first step. Now that you know the root of her actions, what will you do with this knowledge? The reversal of the spell wasn't just a passive event that happened on its own. It was the direct result of your strength, resilience, and refusal to let the curse define your destiny. For years, you fought battles that you couldn't fully understand. The weight of the curse felt like an invisible burden, dragging you down, creating obstacles that seemed impossible to overcome. Yet even when the odds were stacked against you, your spirit never gave in. The power to break the curse didn't come from external forces alone. It came from within you. The strength you've developed over time has been building quietly, almost imperceptibly, like a river carving through stone. And now that strength has broken the dam that once held you back. What once felt like a prison has now become a distant memory, and the chains that sought to bind you have been shattered. This wasn't a one-time event, though. It's important to remember that the battle against the curse was fought over time, through the small victories that you might not have even noticed at first. Every time you chose hope over despair, every time you pushed forward when it would have been easier to give up, you were weakening the power of the curse. This journey wasn't just about survival, it was about overcoming. Yeshua spoke of this kind of strength when he said, "Take heart, for I have overcome the world." In the same way, you have overcome the spiritual chains that tried to bind you. Your strength, both spiritual and mental, was the key to overpowering the curse. The universe recognized this strength and responded, reversing the very spell that was meant to stop you. But now that the curse is broken, what's next? How will you use this strength to navigate the new challenges that lie ahead? The reversal of the spell is a victory, but it's also the beginning of a new chapter. The power within you has been awakened, and now it's time to step into the fullness of who you are. The question remains, will you embrace this newfound power, or will you allow the remnants of the past to hold you back? The spell your mother cast has been reversed, but the story doesn't end there. As with all spiritual actions, there are consequences, both for the one affected and for the one who cast the spell. What your mother did wasn't just an act of control, it was an act of spiritual defiance, an attempt to alter the course of divine destiny. And now, the time has come for her to face the repercussions of her actions. It's important to understand that when someone tries to manipulate the spiritual realm, they set forces into motion that cannot be undone easily. Your mother may not have fully grasped the weight of what she was doing, but the universe does not operate in ignorance. The very energy she directed toward you has now begun to return to her. This is the law of divine justice. What one puts out into the world will inevitably come back. At first, the consequences may seem subtle. She may experience setbacks, frustrations, or moments of unexplained confusion. But over time, the effects will grow stronger. The spell she cast with the intent to block your path has now turned on her. Instead of you being weighed down, she is now feeling the weight of her own actions. This isn't about vengeance, it's about balance. The universe is correcting the scales, ensuring that the harm she intended for you is redirected back to its source. Yeshua once said, "With the measure you use, it will be measured to you." This divine principle is now at work in your mother's life. She must pay, not because you wish her harm, but because her actions require a response. The consequences are inevitable, but how they unfold remains to be seen. Will she recognize the error of her ways, or will she continue down the path of denial? That's a question only time will answer. But for now, understand that the spiritual forces at work are beyond your control. You've broken free from the curse, and the universe is handling the rest. What's important is that you continue to move forward, leaving the consequences to unfold as they will. The energy has shifted, and there's no going back to the way things were. But how will these consequences play out? What will happen as the scales of justice continue to balance themselves? The wheels of divine justice have begun to turn, and the consequences for your mother's actions are already taking shape. This is not something that can be avoided or delayed. The forces she attempted to manipulate are now working against her, and the balance that was once skewed in her favor has shifted back to its rightful place. She must now face the results of her choices, and as difficult as it may be to watch, this is a necessary part of the process. Divine justice isn't about punishment in the way we often think of it. It's about restoring balance and ensuring that the natural order of the universe is maintained. When your mother cast that spell, she disrupted that balance, and now it is being restored. The energy she put out into the world, the energy intended to harm you, is now returning to her, amplified and unstoppable. In many ways, this is her opportunity for growth, even though it may not seem like it. The consequences she faces are not simply a form of retribution. They are a chance for her to confront the choices she's made and the path she's walked. Yeshua's words remind us of this truth. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. This principle is now at work in her life, and what she reaps is directly tied to what she has sown. But divine justice is often slow-moving, and its effects may take time to fully manifest. The shifts in her life may begin small, perhaps a sudden feeling of unease, or moments when her plans seem to fall apart without explanation. But over time, these small cracks will grow wider, and the full weight of her actions will be revealed. This is not a moment for celebration or triumph, but rather a time to understand that justice is being served and there is no escaping it. As divine justice continues to unfold, what will this mean for her and for you? How will the balance be restored, and what further truths will come to light? Now that the spell has been reversed and divine justice is unfolding, the question remains, what happens next? For so long your life was shaped by the curse, and now that it's been lifted, a new chapter is beginning. But with this newfound freedom comes a responsibility to fully embrace the power that has always been within you. You are no longer bound by the chains of the past. You are free, and this freedom opens up possibilities that were once unimaginable. But stepping into this new power isn't as simple as it sounds. For years you may have doubted yourself, believed the lies that were spoken over you, and lived under the shadow of the curse. Now that the darkness has lifted, it's time to recognize that the power you've always carried is real, and it's stronger than ever. The reversal of the spell didn't just free you from the curse, it awakened the true strength of your spirit. This is your moment to step into the fullness of your destiny. Yeshua said, "You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." The truth is that the power within you has always been there, waiting for this moment. Now that you're free, you have the opportunity to use that power for good, to fulfill the calling that was placed on your life before the curse ever touched you. This is your chance to break free from the past and walk boldly into the future. But this journey isn't without challenges. There will still be forces that try to pull you back, people who doubt your strength, and moments when you question yourself. The difference now is that you've seen what you're capable of. You've broken the curse, reversed the spell, and now nothing can stand in your way, unless you allow it to. So, what will you do with this newfound power? How will you use it to shape the future that's been waiting for you all along? The next steps you take will determine the course of your life, but the power to choose is fully in your hands now. Will you embrace this power and walk confidently into your destiny, or will the remnants of doubt keep you from stepping into the greatness that's been waiting for you? The final chapter of this journey begins now, and the path ahead is yours to define. You have come so far, breaking free from the curse that once weighed you down, reversing the spell that was meant to limit your life. Now, standing on the other side of these battles, you are no longer the same person you were when this all began. You are unstoppable, unbreakable, and empowered by the very forces that were meant to destroy you. What does it mean to be unstoppable? It means that no force on this earth can keep you from reaching the heights you are destined for. It means that every obstacle, every challenge, and every setback is just another opportunity for you to rise even higher. The chains that once bound you are gone, and the strength you've gained from overcoming them has made you even more resilient. Your spirit has been tested, and it has emerged stronger than ever. But as you move forward, there will still be moments of doubt, moments when the past tries to pull you back, when the lingering effects of the curse try to resurface. These moments are not signs of weakness, they are simply reminders of how far you've come. The difference now is that you have the power to push through them, to rise above any lingering shadows. You've already proven that nothing can break you. Yeshua said, "In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Just as he overcame, so have you. The battles you fought were not just physical or emotional. They were spiritual, and they required a deep level of resilience that most people can't even begin to comprehend. Yet, you stood strong through it all. And now, as you look forward, your path is clearer than ever. Your future is filled with endless possibilities. The road ahead may not be easy, but you are no longer the person who bends under pressure. You are unbreakable. Every setback has only served to strengthen your resolve, and every victory has made you more certain of your purpose. This is your time to walk fully in your power, to claim the destiny that was always meant for you. But the question remains, what will you do next? How will you continue to use this power? The future is waiting, and the possibilities are endless. Chosen ones, if you enjoy our videos and would like to support our channel, feel free to buy us a coffee. The link will be in the description below. Thanks for watching, and have a blessed day.